squad like, what? In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad.
Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Cleveland Browns. A pair of 3-0 teams set to lock horns for the right to remain unbeaten, and we're off in Week 4. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Set, 20. Hey, alert, 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 alert. You, coming after you. Watch out, watch out, watch out. 80 weapons. Watch, watch.
Mayfield on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Now here's a throw, and that's Taywan Taylor with it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Mayfield down. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
And they'll get him down up past the 15. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Andrew Sendejo. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
They'll run with Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Single, 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 single. Pass some, pass some.
Throwing on second down. Jackson is going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Mayfield to throw it. He finds his target, Beckham. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Like a freight train off the edge, Calais Campbell with a sack. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done? Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the gun, it's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Here's Bryant for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
That one goes for 24 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And he'll give it here to his running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Alabama, Mack Wilson. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. The Browns drive about to get started. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he completes it to Hunt. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Flush to his right. And it's incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
Now, I would agree with that, but if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 33 yards that time. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Matt Judon able to record his 5th sack of the season. And keep your eye on that man. 4 sacks last week, 1 there here in the second quarter. He can be so disruptive.
So what was he doing in the first quarter? What was going on?
Took a nap.
I think he tried to lull him to sleep a little bit. Like, yeah, okay, maybe you've got me this week. No longer. And you know, with the 4 sacks last week, it's obvious he gets his in flurries.
The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They go play action. Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And I think the ball's out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
Now Mayfield lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. To throw is Jackson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Marquise Brown, the rookie, his intended target. And it's 3rd and short. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. from the gun. Jackson, he's going deep for Brown. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Forced out to his left. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Tucker's kick is good. Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and
rare.
excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
The Browns drive about to get started. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang at Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to look deep down the field. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Now it's Jackson. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go, baby. 5-2 is the mic.
To throw again is Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. And Jackson throwing once more. Got a man. It's Brown. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. Jackson throwing right, and that's complete. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and now it's 2nd down.
Marlon Humphrey on the coverage.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't begun.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
We got this.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. From the 27, Jackson throwing middle, and it's complete. 12 yards to pick up there, good for a Raven first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now Jackson. Flushed out right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 39. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
That one 28 yards on the ground. They'll give it to Chubb. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what. Well, his first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Intended for number 16.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run it now out of the gun. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
He's tackled at the 29-yard.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
You draw quarter. Switch. Hey, switch gears.
Mayfield on play action. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Mayfield off the play fake. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Jackson now. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Paul Richardson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens get a bit closer. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Alert, 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 alert. Football. Watch twist, watch twist, watch. Point it right, point it right, point it right.
On 2nd and 7, Mayfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Tucker now to add the point after. Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Hey, alert, alert, alert,
They'll get this out wide to Taylor. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
180. King. Watch the boot. He's coming. Double up. He's coming.
On 2nd down and 4, Mayfield eluding the pressure right. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
A second broken tackle. There he goes, left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, 41 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Gets past one man. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here? Well,
that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Now Jackson on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Jackson. Complete. Richardson has it. A first down there on a pickup at 25.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Yes. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Browns' 49.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson. That's going to be caught by Richardson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And he'll get them inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. The Ravens on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Again, Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Anderson Aho. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And again, it's Chubb. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. The Browns on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. On third down, here's Hunt. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one may be his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now it's Jackson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jackson going to throw again. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this Browns defense stands tall.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
180. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. What's that?
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
It's a loss of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Cleveland, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. That'll do it for us.